Don't you tell me what to do. What are you poking at?
Trying to see.
What are you poking at? You guys, she told me that I have to keep the food talk to a minimum today. And I say, whatever. Now I got to talk about food the whole time. See what you did?
Every
See
show
what you did?
Goes down the food rabbit hole. I don't know what it is.
Sorry, got to eat, people. Hey, so she was just, I don't know if she just like totally burst your eardrums by tapping on this, but I finally got the microphones, if I can get this, the microphone set up that Vicky got me for Christmas. So you probably purchased this like months ago. But I finally got it set up.
I purchased it in like October.
Yeah, so
it's only the end of February.
So let us know if it's like, yeah, let us know how it sounds. Does it sound better than it normally does? Do we sound super loud? Sorry, I am a loud talker, so that's just the way
it's not like we need a microphone, but you know.
Yeah, you know, I could just like project my voice and people can hear me from across the country.
Pretty much.
Yep, even the planet. Mm-hmm. See, Cheryl says talk all you want. She likes my food talk.
She likes the food talk.
She does. And Sherry's drinking iced tea. So what do you think about that?
Talking about food. Well, it's a drink, but
yep.
Still.
Ooh, Cheryl says it sounds professional.
Ooh.
Cheryl, thank you for joining us and listening and letting me know how the microphone sounds. Cheryl.
Is that like easy listening with Katie Silverberg?
Also, Sherry had a Toblerone bar, which, man, I haven't had one of those in like a million years.
Well, they used to be really nice, and now they're like little skinny ones. They're not quite as good as they used to be. Like, they cut down in size like all the other candy bars.
I don't know. I was never crazy about the Toblerone, but Big Drift Thrift just skied on in.
Nice.
She just like
got back from a ski.
She just swooped on in on her skis. She's probably still wearing her ski wear, you know, that she bought for 50 cents, you know.
Did I hide the hat, burn it, throw it out? No, she decided to switch to this one for the week. I think this is my Valentine gift.
Yeah, but
the second least favorite hat.
But let it be known that this hat has also been the cause of a lot of huffing and puffing and loud sighing on this one's part. So really, it's a backhanded Valentine's gift because I'm just going to wear it till she can't stand anymore. And then I'll switch back to the Misfits hat. And it's just going to be a vicious cycle. It's going to go on for years.
That's great. Yep.
Yeah, see? Allison is wearing her gear still. So it's good. That's good. Anyway, guys, well, I don't know what her problem. She doesn't like hats, and she's always like, "I can't see your pretty face." And I'm like, "How is it that you can't like my hat? I don't wear my hat like this. Like, I'm not really sure what she's talking about."
Well, like she has cute hair, and you can't. She's just always wears a hat.
She's a lot of complaining. This one, guys, a lot of complaining. Yes, Robin, the horror shelf is back together. Everything's put up.
She did clean her office a little bit.
I cleaned my office. Yes, I was downstairs, and all of a sudden I heard her whooping and hollering, and she was so excited that like I actually did some cleaning in my office. And
Karen Hill said she sent you a hat. She did.
Well, then I guess I'll have to wear that. I haven't seen the hat yet. Did you send it recently? There have been no hats have arrived here yet, but then we haven't checked our mail in a couple of days. So
that's true.
We're pretty bad about that because we have like the mailbox is like down the street, so we usually get it every few days. Anyway, guys, welcome in.
Welcome in.
It is Sunday. That means it's a Sunday live haul show, and we have lots of awesome stuff to share. I think.
I think it's an exciting week.
We had some good sales, but we also did our all day, like it literally, like we left the house at 8:15 because we had to drop off a FedEx package on Thursday, and we wanted to stop for coffee. So we wanted to go to Dutch Brothers, which is my favorite place to get coffee. And I wanted to get to the first store by 9 o'clock. So we left at 8:15 and we didn't get home till probably about 8 o'clock. It was close to it.
It was a long day.
It was a long day. By the time we got everything sorted out and like wrapped up the video, what's happening right now?
I'm trying to use the armrest.
What? But this is my spot right here, man. Anyway, by the time we got home, and it was basically a 12-hour day, but it was super fun. And luckily, we both do the same thing, and we both love to source because I don't know what, you know, otherwise I don't think I would be able to get away with like, hey, how about for Valentine's Day, we go shopping at thrift stores all day.
I know. I don't think anyone else would really enjoy that. Yeah, unless it's other people like us. Exactly.
Grand Slam deals. Scott Roberts, Grand Slam deals from Arizona. With a Z, because he's from Arizona, dude. Anyway, he just busted out a $2 super chat, starting the show off right. We're gonna just like go right into.
He's jumping right in.
Oh, he's jumping right in. Now, could you just hold on? I'm trying to get into my song. Give me some space.
Sorry.
Give me some verbal space here, okay? Super chat, Scott super chat, yow.
All right.
Hello, Allison says, welcome in and happy Valentine's.
Oh, just stop.
Yeah, pretty much. Jen says that we are her thrift whisperers. When we mention an item we've sold or found, she finds one.
Nice.
That's pretty cool. Deborah wants us to define rockabilly fashion for men. She has a 70s Levi suit. Can you define that?
It's pretty hard to define. Think of sock hop.
Sort of sock hoppy. Yeah.
Sort of sock hoppy. Think of like Grease. And then like you can think of like button downs and bowling shirts and Western shirts and skinny jeans or pegged jeans.
Jeans with like blue jeans with like a nice fat cuff, and then usually like saddle shoes, or there's different types of
creepers. Yeah, it's kind of hard to define. It's a pretty broad definition. Rockabilly, psychobilly, pinup. That.
But just like Google it, you'll kind of see it. And then there's like the modern version that's like got lots of like crazy hair colors and tattoos and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's more. Yep. That's more all, like the psychobilly, rockabilly. Right. Yeah, it's kind of it's a very broad range. Kind of a Levi's suit could be maybe pieces of the Levi's suit, but not the whole suit. That sounds a little bit more disco.
Yeah, but like those Dickies, like Harrington jackets, like mechanic jackets that you find, like black or blue ones, where they're kind of short. They're not really long jackets, but they're like, mechanic jackets. Those are very. I always put rockabilly in the title for those because that style is very rockabilly. Anyway. Ooh, Miss Forest Sunshine just sold something on eBay. Yeah, so speaking of sales, so we're going to start out like we always do and show our numbers. Last week, the week before this last week, I had an amazing week. My sales went down a little bit this week. I had one day that was crazy good. And then I had yesterday where I literally had one sale for $65 on eBay. I had a couple sales on Etsy. And then also on top of that, it's like I had a few good sales this weekend on Etsy. And then I had to refund somebody. Well, I mean, I chose to take a return because I do take returns on Etsy as well as eBay. So I chose to take a return. There's nothing wrong with the jacket. They just didn't fit them the way they wanted it to. So it was a $150 return. So like, even though I've got stuff to ship out on Tuesday, because remember, guys, Monday is a federal holiday. The post office is not open on Monday.
But UPS and FedEx are open.
Right, but eBay does not count Monday as a shipping day. So even if you're going to use FedEx or UPS, you don't necessarily have to do your shipping on Monday if you don't want to. But anyway, so I've got stuff to ship out for Etsy, but my account in Etsy is like literally like plus $7 because that $150 refund kind of wiped me out. So I'm a little sad about it. Anyway, so do you want to go first?
I've had a couple of refunds this week too. I had about $200 in refunds.
Yeah.
So that's kind of stinky.
So I actually noted, I already shared my little like sales number sheet on Instagram. And I actually kind of, as I was doing it, I realized, you know what? I did a $150 refund this week. And we don't usually like take that into account, but it's kind of a big deal because it's like, that's part of one of our costs, sort of. I mean,
it does end up reflecting it in your numbers eventually on your selling page, but not usually in your week to week.
No, and I'm talking about as far as what I'm showing publicly to you guys. And so I noted that in my thing on Instagram, and then actually Teresa said that she's going to go ahead and she's going to rework our spreadsheet so it still fits on the page and it can take into account refunds when we do them.
Yeah, because mine doesn't reflect my $200 in refunds. I had 2 items, so it was actually $240, 3 items, 3 returns this week, which was the most I've had it since I took off 3 returns, to be fair.
Yeah.
So
I don't have refunds every week, but this particular one was a big one, and so I do think it's fair to mention it because my numbers that I'm going to show you do not reflect that $150 refund.
Red Robin Reseller Hubby says hello.
What's up, Joe?
Yeah,
what's happening, Joe? By the way, Joe, I think Joe has nice eyes. I don't know if you've ever seen his pictures. Sometimes she puts pictures up. What are you looking at me like that for?
I don't know what his eyes look like.
Well, sometimes she puts pictures up of her husband on Instagram, and I'm like, you know what? Joe's got nice eyes. Just saying.
All right. I'll have to go check. I don't know what he looks like. I'll have to go double check. So yeah, it does not reflect returns, and they do happen. So we need that for our spreadsheet going forward.
I think it matters because it's like $150 is kind of a big deal out of my numbers for this week. But do you want to go first?
Yeah, people are talking about sales are a little slow. So for me, you said you had one really bad day, which was yesterday. I had one bad day this week where I actually had one sale for $38. And so far today, I only have $40 in sales. So you never know. I follow actually Mr. Red Robin Reseller on Instagram as well.
Oh, I don't think I do. I guess I'll have to now. Go ahead and show your numbers.
Well, because you don't follow people back. If you follow me, I tend to follow you back. Not always.
By the way, if you want me to follow you, if you've got content and you want me to follow you, you might want to send me a message because I don't automatically follow people. I'm not super active on Instagram like this one is. I make myself post stuff. Really, almost all my social media stuff, I kind of have to force myself to do it because normally I'm just kind of doing my thing. So if you want me to follow you, send me a message on Instagram and then I'll go ahead and follow you because I don't do it naturally.
I do try to follow back for the most part.
I just don't pay attention.
I know. You're lazy.
It's not about being lazy.
So I guess I'll go first while you're scrolling through your phone looking at Instagram.
Because people want to see Joe's eyes. So I got to give the people what they want. A little focus. Look at that. Come on, guys. Am I right or am I right? Am I right or am I right?
Nice
See?
Eyes.
See? I'm not making shit
up.
A
picture before.
All right. Now that we've
Thrifty Santa's in the
Joe
house. Barry, how are you? How you feeling?
Oh, Thrifty Santa. What is happening?
All right. So let's talk about sales. Let's talk about the numbers this week.
Show it to me.
So this is for
way to update your number there.
I have been every week. Oh, I thought I did update it. Sorry.
But this isn't updated. The rest is updated.
The numbers are correct, just not the dates. Sorry. Okay, so this is for ending last week, ending yesterday. So 39 eBay orders and 6 Etsy for a total of 45 for the week. eBay sales $16.90 and change. Etsy sales $4.99 on the nose for a total of $21.89, which is actually a good week. So I try to gross. I prefer to gross around 2,000 a week. So anytime I've got 2,000 or better, that's good. So my shipping is high because it was $317. Again, I sell a lot of hard goods and I do count my shipping there. So shipping was $317. Promoted listing fees on eBay for $38 and change. My Etsy promoted listing fees, I just counted as my regular fees because I don't spend as much on promoted listing as Katie does. I spend about $2 a day on Etsy. So total fees, including promoted listing on both final value fees, eBay fees, PayPal fees, $290. That gives me my cost of goods on the 45 items was $170 total.
Yes.
Total net sales $14.15 around there. It's usually within $5 to $10 or so because I average again 10.
Nice. Yes. I feel like I have to say something because my face is like right next to the sheet. So yes.
So average sale price of $48.64.
All right, cool. And then you said you had to do a couple $100 in refunds.
Correct. So
I mean that still puts you
about $1,200 this
week.
I
mean that's pretty awesome considering you did a couple of refunds. Yeah. So mine. Please note that I have the correct date at the top, just so you know.
She's always got to one-up me.
My eBay I did 28 sales. Etsy I had 7 for a total of 35. eBay, my gross sales were $1,310.43. Etsy was $441. So my total gross was $1,751.43. My shipping was $233.90. My promoted listing fees, and I do include promoted listing fees from eBay and Etsy, so it's $70.44. And then my total fees, which includes those promoted listing fees, was $280.61. And then my cost of goods, $221. I do have some higher price stuff that I sold. And so my total net sales, $1,015.92. But again, like I said, I'm not taking into account there the $150 refund I had to do. So really, I'm below $1,000 this week as far as my net goes. Average sale price, pretty good, $50.04. So I'm pretty happy with that. I usually am somewhere between 40 and 50. So I'm really happy when I'm able to hit $50 average sale price, especially with all the t-shirts I sell, because those definitely, I used to be
drag it down.
I used to be closer to 60, but since I've been really focusing a lot on t-shirts, it brings me down a little bit. But then as you'll see this week, I've got some good t-shirt sales.
You have had some good t-shirt sales.
High dollar amounts. Oh, Susie says I have beautiful nails. Susie, I will have you know, I just cut my nails today and did a little filing. So I appreciate that my hard work has been acknowledged. I've been waiting.
I know.
I've been waiting all day. She hasn't said one word about it. Can you say one?
She has nice hands in general. She has really nice hands.
But my nails are getting kind of long. I hate having long nails. So I appreciate the acknowledgement. Okay. Okay.
So, Sherry, thanks. I mean, we do try to be transparent. The reality is that we are both 6-figure gross a year sellers on eBay. And that sounds like huge money. And it is big money to a lot of people. But when you take it and break it down and you show the net, it's really not enormous. It's day-to-day living. I mean, the reality is that we make somewhere around what a person that brings home, you know, $65,000, $60,000 to $65,000 a year brings home, which is a good living, but it's by no means are either of us rich or something.
No. And showing our true numbers, we're trying to be super transparent, but this doesn't tell you anything about how well we manage our money, what we spend our money on,
what our bills are.
So, you know, this is just for us to be able to show you that at the very least, we do actively sell things on eBay and Etsy, and that at least when we talk about how to sell things on Etsy and eBay, how to source the right things to sell on eBay and Etsy, we're showing that we actually are talking about something that we know something about, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And Barry, the question, are we manually calculating these numbers? Yes.
Well,
I manually calculate.
Yes. I mean, well, I
know
the
numbers are all there for you on
they're really easy to find, all your numbers.
Yeah, your numbers are pretty much all there for you on your eBay listing page. And if you just, as far as like eBay fees and things like that, for PayPal fees and eBay fees, we just average 12% because that's really what it is. It's 9 to 10% final value fee plus your 3% PayPal fee. So 12% is a pretty good.
Etsy's like 5.5 plus the 3%. So really, because we do a flat 12% for between eBay and Etsy, we're actually overestimating a little bit. So yeah. Anyway, guys, so those are our numbers. Now I posted mine on Instagram. I don't know if you did or if you're planning to.
I didn't, but I will if you want me to.
Oh, well, I'm just whatever. I just know sometimes people want to be able to see it and not have to like go back and look at the video. But I will say that like I've been doing mine. I'm trying to do it every Sunday so that gets out there. Christiane, since you don't keep track of COGS per item, do you estimate? Yes, we estimate that. But to be honest, both of us have our kind of a little bit weird with being able to remember pretty much what we pay for things.
Exactly what we pay for things.
So especially like anything new that I'll show you stuff that I sold this week, stuff that I got retail arbitrage. Like I know exactly how much I paid for it. And if I'm not entirely sure, I'll overestimate a little bit. So I would say that my COGS, if anything, they're a little bit higher than what they actually are. But generally, I know exactly how much I paid for stuff.
Same. Like I can remember if I've paid $5, $7, $10 or more on most things. Some things I pay, $1 or $2, depending on what it is. So if anything, like Katie said, I tend to overestimate my cost of goods. For the same reason. So I don't necessarily know exactly what each individual item is to the penny, but it's real close.
Yeah.
Because I just know what I've paid for things. I don't know how to describe that. I remember.
And I have it like, as far as t-shirts go, like I know, unless it was a special purchase, I know I never pay more than a few dollars per t-shirt, unless I'm getting it at Buffalo Exchange, and then it's going to be higher. But again, I remember where I got things and how much they are. So,
and Sunny, I don't have a spending per item limit. I don't think Katie does either. It just really depends on what the item is. I've paid $75 for an item that I'm going to flip for, $300 or, it just depends.
Well, actually, I was just saying though, with like t-shirts, if it's just a regular, just your average vintage t-shirt, I usually don't want to spend more than about $3 because I know I'm going to take anywhere from $25 to $30 for it. But if I'm buying some t-shirts like I bought from Barry last week, where it's like those Metallica t-shirts that I'm hopefully going to sell for a couple of $100 each, it's like I probably, with how I paid for that whole bundle, I would say I probably paid about $50 each for those t-shirts. But because I know how much they're going to sell for, that's okay. So Anyway, yeah, so Sherry said something about, you know, you make 6 figures. Well, each of us have we gross about 6 figures a year each, because you both work your stores like jobs. You can both pull 12-hour days. We don't try to do 12-hour days all the time or anything like that, but I will say
we do definitely work.
There is knowing what we're doing, but then there's just the hard work you got to put into it because we work a lot of hours.
Yeah, and the reality is most people wouldn't want to work the hours that we work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even I feel like I'm glad we're going away this week for a few days because we won't be working the entire time. And that's good because sometimes I do feel a little bit burnt out, and I'm starting to turn that right now. I'm starting to feel like we're not doing enough. We don't have enough of a social life right now because I feel like we're between the show and working.
Yeah.
We're not taking enough time. Like we're not taking any days, like just the whole day just for us.
Yeah.
So and most people shouldn't do that and can't do that, shouldn't do that, and wouldn't want to do that. And we're no different. So sometimes, you know, you need to force yourself to take a break. And
it's true.
I think
it's
the
hard.
Vacation is going to be a break because it is hard because if you do try to take that time, you feel like there's so much work that could be done and should be done, and you should be trying to make money. And I know that Katie and I both feel that way. So
well, it's hard because we're trying to come back from my accident and recovery and all those days lost, like weeks really lost there of work. And then for me, I'm like, I want to get as much work in because we are going away, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to work really hard. So the next time we're going to go away. But then at the same time, I also just love it a lot. But I also think that you tend to be a lot more self-critical about whether or not we're taking enough time to go do other stuff because we still go out and do something outside the house like once a week, which I know that sounds like, I don't know. Some people that might sound a lot. Some people might sound like barely anything, but I think getting away from the house like once a week is kind of a lot. Cause I know growing up for me, my parents never went anywhere ever.
I know.
Ever. And they didn't have a social life.
But to be fair, I'm coming from going out 5 to 6 nights a week.
And that I would hate that. I would absolutely hate that.
I don't need to do that. And I don't care about that. But and slowing down has actually been a good thing, focusing more on my business. So I do feel like we don't spend enough time with our friends.
Yeah, we can spend more time with our friends, but yeah, Scott says work hard, but play hard. I gotta say though, I mean, like we spent all day Valentine's Day thrifting. It's like technically
that doesn't feel like
we worked a 12-hour day, but that was so much fun. I love it. Mm-hmm. Anyway, all right, let's jump into our solds for the week. Some highlights of what we sold. I think we got some good ones to share with you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Why don't you start us off, lady?
I think I showed this in a haul video a few weeks ago. It wasn't listed very long. It was maybe listed a couple of weeks, if that. I did take an offer on it. I took an offer for $70 on this. I was pretty happy with that. I didn't pay more than $5 for it. Maybe $7 I paid for it. So $70 out of $7 is real. I'm happy for that. It did ship for first class because it was really light. So it wasn't a priority item. So that was pretty cool.
Dana says some bastard at Goodwill yesterday took a Robert Graham shirt right out of her cart when her back was turned. Oh man. All I can say is they are lucky. I mean, I'm assuming that you didn't actually see who did it because I'm pretty sure you would be in jail right now because you probably would.
She would have had to call me to bail her out.
Yeah. Because
let's not lie.
Because if she knew, she probably would have. You know what? One time I was at the bins and, my buddy Jim had found something that he was going to give me, and he went to go grab it out of his cart and it was gone. And then I saw the guy across the way wearing the jacket. And so I started yelling at him from across the bins. It was pretty awesome.
Did he take it off?
Oh yeah. He tried to act like, oh, I didn't know. And I was like, how did you not know that? Was that your cart you took it out of? I'm pretty sure you knew that belonged to somebody. Anyway. Yeah, I'll get confrontational with somebody who tries to steal my stuff, man. All right. So my first one, speaking of t-shirts, Dana says she looked at everyone's cart. That's funny. So my first one is a t-shirt. Now this t-shirt, if you'll notice, is not a vintage t-shirt. This just has the canvas tag. And here's another thing, guys, if you're still kind of learning and you're not really sure what's vintage, what's not, these tags that are long and skinny like this, and Canvas isn't the only brand that does it like this now. Or if they say like tearaway and stuff like that, those ones are not vintage tags. And this is actually for an event that happened last year in 2018. But again, tech stuff sells. So I sold this t-shirt that's not vintage at all for $42. It's a stinking t-shirt, guys. So tech does sell. Nerds like stuff. Geeks like stuff like this.
We like the nerd geek stuff.
Yep, we do, for sure. Let me close these real quick. All right, it's you.
Okay, so I showed these last week. I purchased these last week. They were listed for less than a week, and they sold. I took an offer for $90 on these. Perfectly happy to get that. Again, I price things high, knowing that I'm going to have some negotiating room or room for sale. And these did go on a 20% off sale, and I took an extra, $10. Oh, show the bottom of those shoes again. So some people will sit here and spend hours cleaning shoes to sell them. I have never once cleaned the soles of a pair of shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Never. And it does not keep me from selling them. Again, there's no, no disrespect to anybody that wants to spend the time to make their things look beautiful, but time is money.
Yep.
So
it's a trade-off. So if those were perfectly clean, could you maybe have sold them for a little bit more? I don't know, maybe. But if you don't care about it and you want to save the time, which is money too, then you do what you want to do, and that works for you.
And this is all I have to say is just to notice how much nicer these photos look.
With the ring light? With
the ring light.
Yep.
Yes. And do I use the make offer button? Yes, I do. I have best offer on every of my items. Do you mean, do I make offers, do the offers to watchers? I do that as well, but not with these. These were just somebody made an offer like 2 days after I listed them.
Yeah. All right. Next one. Okay, and by the way, the ring light, I think I have the ring light video linked in the description of this video as well, but I did do that video a week or two ago if anybody's interested in seeing which light we use, how we have it set up, the backdrop we have set up, if you're looking to up your photo game. All right, so my one sale yesterday, my one measly sale that I had at the beginning of the day on eBay, I did have a couple of sales on Etsy, but eBay, I just had one sale, was this Ren and Stimpy t-shirt, which this is one of the t-shirts I got from that lot of amazing t-shirts from Barry last week. And this one I actually took an offer for $65, which if you go look at solds for Ren and Stimpy, this is pretty much the highest any Ren and Stimpy t-shirts I've gotten. I think there's maybe one other one that was a totally different t-shirt that went for higher. But I got $65 for this vintage 90s Ren and Stimpy t-shirt. And again, it was up for maybe a week. So I think it's pretty good deal.
I think so too.
Miss Florida just busted a $9.99 super chat. Says happy birthday. Apparently she's paying us to say happy birthday to her tomorrow. Happy birthday to you, Miss Florida Sunshine. Thanks for all your words of wisdom. You've helped me tremendously over the past year, more than you can know. Keep up the great content. Love you both. Well, Miss Florida Sunshine,
we love you too.
We love you, and we really appreciate the $9.99 super chat. And I hope you have an amazing birthday tomorrow. I think it's pretty cool that you got a federal holiday for your birthday. So hopefully you're doing something fun and you don't have to do any shipping. So anyway, I'm super excited about selling this t-shirt, and I still have those other awesome ones up for sale. So hopefully I'll be making some big money on those soon. All right. Next one for you.
Okay, so this is another one of those vintage sometimes takes some time for the right person. I think I probably had this one listed for about 4 or 5 months, maybe a little bit longer, but I think about 4 or 5 months. As you can see, the difference between photos. Yep. This is pre-ring light.
Susie, yes, just one. We only use one ring light. Did you use the second light at all when you do yours? Yeah, I do all of mine, just the one ring light.
So this is pre-ring light photos, which, are not horrific. But now that we have the ring light, it's a really big difference. So this sold for what you see there, $65.56. It was on sale. I paid maybe $5. It's just a pretty vintage Hawaiian dress. And again, a lot of these things you have to find the right person because, this isn't everybody's style.
Yes, so. Susie's excited about there only being one ring light. Seriously, guys, go watch that video if you haven't watched it yet, because the one ring light, it's great because it takes up so little space. And you combine that with doing the pull down screen for the backdrop. It makes it so much easier to work around it and with it. It's awesome. All right, anything else on this one?
No, paid about $5, sold for $65. It's just vintage. Nice. Vintage takes some time to find the right buyer. It's not commercially, you're not going to find multiples. You have people that specifically like to buy vintage items.
Mm-hmm. All right. So my next one is this Woodstock t-shirt. I've had this up for a while. This one, but I sold it for $69.99. I think I only had it up for maybe a few months. So really not like a crazy amount of time, but another t-shirt, and I sold it for $70. It's just a really cool t-shirt from 1994 Woodstock. And let me tell you, there's been other Woodstock t-shirts, the same t-shirt that have gone for a lot less. But I always go for the higher price if I can. And it definitely sold. This tie-dye is really super popular right now. just about tie-dye anything. And so I think this is a pretty good sale. What's going on over there?
I'm answering a question from Teresa.
Oh, Teresa's talking to you. Doesn't she know that we're doing a show right now live?
Care.
So rude.
Does not care.
So rude. All right, your turn. You're gonna have to stop talking to Teresa.
Okay, so this is the shirt that I picked up, this jacket that I picked up. I got 2 of them in 2 different sizes at an estate sale. And this is one of the things that Katie was jealous of, that she would have wanted.
So jealous.
So this, I did take an offer for $80 on that. I paid $1, maybe $2. I think I paid $2 a piece, and I have 2 of them.
So jealous.
So I was pretty psyched. I was pretty happy to take $80 on an offer here. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah. DJ wants to know if anyone's having the problem with eBay clicking the declined option. I know that's something that somebody in the group, I don't know if it was you, DJ, or not, somebody in the group was talking about, and Teresa is trying to like get to the bottom of it, like what the deal is. I know I've heard some things that has to do with maybe, I don't know if you're doing your listing on your phone through the app.
Or if you have auto decline listed.
Yeah, I don't know.
On certain items. I need to go check that, to be honest with you. I haven't noticed any issues with it personally, but that doesn't mean that it hasn't happened and I just haven't seen it.
Yeah. Shane just got back from the flea market. Well, welcome, Shane. I hope that you found something amazing.
I hope you got some good stuff at the flea.
I was just telling Vicky this morning, I really want to go to the Rose Bowl in California and do some serious vintage streetwear thrifting. So maybe at some point we'll get to do that. All right. Next one for me is this. This is actually
you have 2 of them? Oh, that's right. It was a new one. Sorry.
Yeah. So this one, I actually bought this at Burlington, and this was some retail arbitrage. I actually got 3. I got 2. This is a 2XL, and I think I got 1XL. And so I sold this one for about $100. I think I paid like about $30 for each of them. And so, yeah, I love going to like the Burlington stores when I'm in the mood to do some retail arbitrage, because a lot of times you can find really cool jackets like this for super cheap and flip them for a much higher amount. And so I like to have a little bit of new stuff sprinkled in with all my used and my vintage. If it's some super cool stuff like good Adidas streetwear. This is just a really cool jacket, I think.
It was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, you were there with me when I got this. Mm-hmm. Do you remember?
I do remember.
All right, next one for you.
This one I haven't been paid on yet, so it may or may not stick. But in any case, again, more vintage. This one, again, I've had listed for probably 6 months or so. It sold for $85. I took an offer for $85. I don't even think I paid $3 for this. As a matter of fact, I think this came from Diane, our friend Diane in Massachusetts. I think this came from a vintage box of clothing that I purchased from her. And I believe I paid about $3 per item. Most of the stuff I sold that has sold in the $30 range, which was expected. And this was one that I had priced a little higher based on the name.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Very nice. All right. This is one that I just sold this morning. I took an offer for $110. I've had this listed for a little while. I believe I showed this in a haul video a while back.
You did.
This is it was a Babylon 5 kind of spin-off show that actually never aired. I think they made like 13 episodes back in '99. And it never actually aired. And it wasn't until later that it got released like in a box set or something like that. So this was like a crew jacket or whatever. And so for, again, nerdy McNerdersons, geeks out there are always looking for this kind of stuff. So $110, I thought that was a fair price considering it had been sitting around for a little while. And plus, man, after yesterday's lame-o sales, I was ready to have some money rolling in.
Very nice.
Next for you.
Well, this one you might have seen on my Instagram account. Again, some people follow me on Instagram, some people don't. This was actually my own. This was under a bed or under a table or something in my house. Have not used it in 7 or 8 years. It sold within about 10 minutes of listing it for the full price. It would have rolled into a sale price of, I think 15% off or so in the middle of the week when I listed it. It was either Tuesday or Wednesday. But it sold for the full price, $129.95. Again, VCR plus shipping. I charged shipping. I've charged shipping. I'm trying a new thing. If something is heavy and it doesn't have a lot of competition, like say there's only like 4 or 5 listed on the whole site, then I'm probably going to charge for shipping, because it's not going to make a difference as far as boosting it if there's only 1 page of results on the item. So I'm going with that to see how it works. Anyway, so $129.95. This actually cost me about $5 to ship because it went to New York. So it was like $25 shipping. So instead of usually paying the whole thing for shipping, I really only paid $5 for it because they paid for the rest. Because I put a flat fee in. And yeah, so TV, like the VCR DVD combos, please keep an eye out for those. Not all of them sell that well. So make sure you have the same, you know, make sure you check the model numbers and check for solds.
Yeah.
If you have the remote, that adds a good 25% to your price every time.
Yeah.
Even though you can buy a remote for $10, people don't want to hunt around to find the remote.
Lori says, Katie, I see you put the size near the end of your words. Some people say to put it near the front. What are your thoughts on that? Here on mobile, it shows up if it's in the front. You know what? That might be the case. It's really more just that's the way I've done it for a long time. And I don't think personally for the stuff that I sell, it's really like it's keeping people from buying my stuff. So I'm not that worried about it. Would it be better more closer up in the front? Maybe. Probably, maybe, I don't know.
I keep the size. I tend to keep the size closer to the front because of that reason, because you can't see the size when you're looking on mobile if it's at the end.
But I sell a lot of unique stuff, so I'm not really that worried that somebody's like, what doesn't have the size at the beginning? I'm out of here. So I'm okay with that. What was that little?
I saw it was coming.
All right, guys, let's talk Pendleton. You guys can't see it right now, but Vicky is looking at me in a very rude manner. She's giving me the old squinty eyes going on right now, giving me the looks of death. Because if you remember, a couple weeks ago, I had the good fortune of finding myself a few Pendleton pieces, and this is one of them. This Pendleton robe, this vintage Pendleton robe, it's only been up for a week and a half, 2 weeks maybe. And I sold it for $140 on the old eBay. So I'm pretty stoked about that. And I don't know what to tell you other than this is a really cool vintage Pendleton. Hey, you shut your mouth. You shut your mouth. This isn't even like old Pendleton. This is like, I have a vintage 90s is probably what it is. Because it's assembled in Mexico out of fabric from the U.S. So not even like super, super old or anything like that. Still sells really well. $140. Sorry. And these were like, I think they were like $8.50. And then I got 25% off. So sorry. It was so awesome. And I swooped in and got them before you did.
Whatever. Whatever.
Sorry. All right. Next for you.
Okay, so I think I showed this stuff last week, but I had purchased it 2 weeks ago at an estate sale. I purchased a bunch of vintage computer Commodore equipment, and I parted it out and I listed everything separately. And this is one of the items that I listed separately. So I paid $75 for the entire lot. I think I'm going to turn it into $700 or so.
Nice.
This was one of the least expensive pieces, and this did sell for top of the price range for this type of item without any cords. So it sold for $98. So it cost me $16 to ship it. And basically I ended up almost breaking even on all of the items I purchased by selling just the one.
That's
so
awesome.
I did sell one piece. This is just the disk drive.
Bam. Allison says that she speaks fluent Pendleton, by the way.
Yeah.
Anything else to say about this?
Nope, that's about it.
All right, cool. All right, my next one is from Etsy. And this isn't like the most exciting sale in the world, but it has a good story. So let's go ahead. Etsy still is not showing the sold prices because they're super lame right now. Actually, let's go ahead and do Flipper Tools. And we'll check this out. And we don't want eBay. We want Etsy. So let's go down to the old Etsy sold price. And again, I'm showing you guys so that you know how you can look this up on your own. So I sold it for $50. I don't really buy women's stuff very much, but for whatever reason, I went ahead and bought this jacket a while back. I don't remember exactly when. But anyway, what's noteworthy about this is on eBay, this was on sale for $35. And I had this woman this last week was making offers, and she would not go above like $24. And I was like, I'm not going to sell this jacket for $24. Not when I have to like pay to ship it. And it's like, I don't even know. I wasn't even sure if it can fit in a padded flat rate. Maybe it can. I'd have to like actually look at it again. So I think the lowest I was willing to go was $30. And literally this sold on the 15th. Literally the morning of the 15th was when I declined the last offer from this person. And 20 minutes later, it sold on Etsy for $50, which was double what they wanted to pay me. So it sold for $50 plus it went overseas. And so the person that bought it actually paid shipping on top of everything. So they paid like $50 plus another, like, I think $23.50 or $24 to ship it. So I made way more money than I would have had I accepted that super low offer on eBay. So I was pretty excited about that. Pretty excited. Corduroy Fox Chris, is my Manny wearing undies? Wait, is it my Manny or her Manny? Mine does not wear undies at all. It's just a black one, which
mine does not either.
Yeah. No, I feel like the undies would just draw attention to the fact that it, but I think the black ones actually look really good for putting clothes on and stuff, because you don't really notice that they're naked.
That they're naked.
All right, next one for you.
So, okay, so this is before I learned how to use my white balance adjustment on my phone. As you can see, this is pretty blah photo. It's a little blown
She finally
out.
let me teach her.
Yep. It's navy blue. It doesn't quite look navy blue, does it?
You're gonna see what she sold that puppy for. What?
Sold for $259.
Hold on a second, guys. What?
Speaking of naked, where's Red Neckerson?
I know, right?
Where is he? So this is kind of a navy blue. It's kind of a navy. It's like a dusty navy. So it was hard to get the photo without it being washed out. As you can see, my white balance is not great. So vintage Eddie Bauer, late 70s, sold for, I think I paid Goose Down. I think I paid $10. I might have paid as much as 15 tops.
15, and then you flipped it for 260. What? That's just crazy.
And $10 shipping.
Because I charge out of control.
I charge shipping on Etsy.
Yep. Out of control. Seriously, guys, any down stuff is automatically going to jack up the price of something. So keep that in mind.
Who asked? There was a question. Oh, G. Jasso, Pendleton hats made in China sell equally as the ones from the U.S. I don't know. I actually never purchased a Pendleton hat. I have not found one.
Haven't sold hats, so no idea.
Dixie Girl, how can you tell it's late 70s? Just because I know the Eddie Bauer labels.
Yeah. This particular label right here, like that logo, was around all the way into the 90s. Mm-hmm. But this kind of style of this like paper tag, that's very much a 70s thing.
Right. And the other thing that gives it away is if you look at the full body of I think like the third photo there, it's got a metal, metal, like metal snaps, and then it has metal belt loops, and then the metal belt in general. So that's also a very 70s style.
Yeah. Kara, Etsy does have a lower final value fee. Now they do charge final value fees on your shipping and the cost of the price of the item, just like eBay does. But theirs is 5.5% as opposed to eBay's, which is anywhere from 9 to 10%, depending on what level seller you are.
And what category. I think some categories.
And some categories. But
no, it's not you. It is kind of blurry. Well, the photos aren't blurry. They're just kind of blown out.
Yeah.
So it's not you. That's me. That's my shit photo that I took. I was really bad up until Katie showed me better. This little
guy right here.
How to do the do the white balance on dark photos.
And not the white balance. The white balance always stays the same. That has to do with the kind of bulb you're using. You're talking about the brightness and the like brightening it or darkening it.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, adjusting the photos so you can see the color.
Yeah. All right. So my last one, guys. What? Another Pendleton? What? If you follow me on Instagram, you already saw this one listed. But that's right, guys. I sold not one, but two. I sold both of my Pendleton robes this last week. One on eBay, one on Etsy. The one I sold on Etsy, which is actually the one that had a couple of holes down at the bottom. You guys, I just need you to know she just silently flipped me off, okay? It was very violent. She violently flicked her middle finger into my face. I feel violated. She's been getting into my physical and verbal space today. Anyway, I sold, this one was the one that had a couple of little holes down at the bottom. and which I did disclose. And I sold it for $150. Sold the other one for $140. I paid what, maybe $7 for each of them. And so sold it within like a week and a half. Super awesome. And I just have to say, I'm real sorry about your bad day. Okay. Your bad week. Okay.
She stole the Pendletons.
I was robbed. Such a baby.
Robbed, I tell you.
Such a baby.
All right, guys. Are we going to do, sorry, my hair. I'm having a bad hair day today. You can see my roots here.
I think earlier you referred to them as your roots.
My roots. My roots.
All right. Jen says that we're super blurry. Go ahead
blurry.
Go ahead and refresh your screen. Like, go ahead and do like basically reload your YouTube page, because I've not seen that we're blurry. So it's probably just, you probably having issues with your feed.
It happens.
It happens, because I'm looking at ours right now, coming through on the old eBay, or not the eBay, the old YouTube, and it looks normal to me. So, all right. So let's go ahead.
What Throwback Shack says we're blurry.
Yeah. Again, you just gotta. Yeah. See, we're not blurry in Idaho.
It looks fine on our end.
So it really has to do with your.
It's going to be your carrier, your computer, your internet feed,
your download speeds or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Want to do our haul?
You want to do our haul?
Mm-hmm.
You got some good stuff?
I did.
Did you at least, were you at least conscientious enough to bring some hard goods up here to share?
I did.
Okay. Because
I only have a few hard goods.
Because we got some people out there who are dependent on you to show hard goods, because I have nothing to give in that area.
Nothing.
All I got is a bunch of clothes. Lame.
You start. I started first last week, I think.
So now I have to start first?
Yeah.
You're giving me permission to do a bunch of talking first?
I am.
You sure about that?
Sorry, guys.
You sure? Well, first I wanted to talk about some food.
Yeah. All right. No food talk.
Whatever. Let's see. What do I want to start with? Well, I'll just start with what's on top of my pile. So the first thing I got, guys, you know how much I like any movie or television stuff. Speaking of that, that jacket that I just sold, this one, I'm not entirely sure. I haven't done my research yet. But first of all, I'm going to show the brand of the tag. It's the brand of the jacket itself is this Vantage. Now, there's a couple of other brands. Let's see. There's Vantage. There's like North End, Port Authority. There's kind of those brands that are typically used by companies to make stuff for like their employees and stuff like that, as opposed to merch stuff. So like, if you're going to go buy Walking Dead stuff that actually has like a Walking Dead tag, if you found like a Walking Dead jacket that was like Port Authority, pretty much guarantee you it's going to be like a crew jacket.
Right.
Does that make sense? So anyway, this one says Hulk on it. I am pretty sure that this is from the first Hulk movie that was just called Hulk.
We would know. I don't know.
Well, as opposed to like one of the comic books or something like that. But because
it looks like a logo for the movie.
Yeah. So the first movie was called Hulk, and then the second movie was called The Incredible Hulk, and then there's been like all of the other movies. But this would have been like early 2000s. I can't remember exactly when it came out. But I love the movie personally, even though it didn't get great reviews. So I think that's what it's from. I will have to do some research, but I think it's super cool. Sunny says, that's incredible. That's incredible. Like the Hulk. Personally, I love the Hulk. He's a sad character, He's kind of a sad character. He didn't want that to happen to him. He's got a rough life.
Okay.
Kind of bums me out, man.
All right. Anyway, moving on.
Guys, do you see this? You see what's happening right now? See this abuse I'm taking? So rude. So rude. Okay, so let's keep going with jackets. This other jacket I got.
While you're looking, I just want to remind you, anybody that is in the Portland area, we are going to be going to the meetup that Wade and Side Hustle Pros are putting together. It is on Saturday, the 23rd, right outside of Portland. If you want information, it's in our Facebook group, or message one of us. We can give you the information for it.
Yeah.
Also, you could message Noelle, Farm Girl Scavenger. She was the one that told us about it. And we're really excited. It's going to be at a bowling alley, and there's tons of people there. It's $20, and $20 includes the price of shoe rental, bowling time, and food. So that's pretty good. I think you spend more than that if you went out to go bowling by yourself, or you're going to spend more than $20 a person in the afternoon. So I'm kind of excited about that. And Yeah, I'm kind of excited to meet everybody in the Pacific Northwest, the people we haven't met yet.
I'm excited to go home. Cheryl, I do love Mark Ruffalo, and I think he makes a great Hulk. However, the movie that I think this is from is the first movie, and that was actually Eric Bana was the lead character of the Hulk in that one. And then the Incredible Hulk.
Wasn't that the original Hulk?
Yeah, that's why I said the first movie.
Oh.
As opposed to, I'm not talking about like the old school, like 80s stuff like Lou Ferrigno and whatever, but in like early 2000, maybe it was 2000, I can't remember exactly, 2001, it was Eric Bana. He played the Hulk, and that's the movie I think it's from. And then the movie after that was Edward Norton was an Incredible Hulk. He played, and I like that movie a lot too. I think that one's really good. And then I do think Mark Ruffalo makes a good Hulk. Anyway, all right. So the next jacket I have is this really cool California State Lodge Executive Board. Check out this sweet, sweet jacket. What does the FOP stand for again?
Fraternal Order of Police.
Yeah, Fraternal Order of Police. Look at that. How cool is that? And I love how it says on him, dude, this little surfboard. I think this is a super rad jacket. It's a really nice, the brand is DeLong. A lot of these jackets are DeLong, and this one's made in the U.S. It's really nice, quilted, heavy jacket, awesome red satin bomber. And I think it's cool. I love the surfer theme. Like, I don't know what I'm going to price this at, but I'll probably try to see if I can get anywhere from 70 to 100. I mean, because it is pretty cool.
And it has Yogi.
It does have Yogi Bear on it. So, get away from my big neck basket. Anyway, I love that jacket. I think it's fantastic. It was $7.49, and then I had 25% off. How sweet is that? Love it. Love it.
Throwback Shack says dope as F. All right.
The other jacket I have, I'll do this last jacket. This one. This is a really interesting one. I got this at the last place. If you watched our sourcing video, when I filled that cart to the brim and overflowing with all kinds of stuff, this was one of the things that was in there. And this is really interesting because it's crazy amount of embroidery. Look at the back there. I don't know, Legace jeans, LG. And it's embroidered on the sleeve, on the back, on the other sleeve, on the front. It's ridiculous. Now, if you look this up on eBay, I didn't find it anywhere on eBay, anywhere on Etsy. I had to go to Grailed, the Grailed website, and there I found a bunch of stuff. And it looks like it's some sort of Japanese streetwear company. And on Grailed, it's all listed for 100, 150, 200 bucks for sweatshirts. And they're all the sweatshirts and jackets are like this, where they're just like crazy, lots of embroidery all over it. So this is pretty cool. I don't know where I had to push it. So, but I paid less than 10 bucks for it. So, yeah, Sunny, I mean, Legace, it sounds Italian, but everything I could find, it's a Japanese company. So I don't know, really interesting, but I'm going to see, and it's got like the number for the size. It's a 50 or whatever. Can't get that down, but I think it's pretty cool. We'll see what happens when I list it.
It's a big one.
It's a big one. It's nice. All right, you can go ahead.
I can go ahead?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have anything over here. Jeez.
Well, I'm not the one who placed your stuff for you, man.
Well, because, yours is easy to grab. Sorry. Mm-hmm. All right. I'll do shoes.
You do shoes.
I'll do shoes. So these were a sweet score. I grabbed these at one of the Savers on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
These were $5.99. I don't know who was smoking in the back room, but these are Uggs. They are real Uggs. There is nothing wrong with them. In fact, they seem almost new, maybe worn once. There's nothing wrong with them. This is distressed. It's supposed to look like this, like the oiled leather. So I paid what, $4 for them? Super sweet Uggs. As a matter of fact, I'm not even a fan of Uggs, but if these were my size, I probably would have kept them because this is the kind I would wear. Nice distressed nubuck leather. Paid about $4 for them. I'm going to sell them for about $75 to $100. I was kind of excited about these.
Rope and Reseller, I do not sell on Grailed. I had a couple of things on there, but man, I just don't have the time to list on another site. So I don't currently sell on Grailed, but I will go check it out to see what the prices are and stuff. It's great for streetwear.
So this is another same store. These are real popular, this type of athletic slide or sneaker slide type of thing. These are leather. These are Diane von Furstenberg. which is just a high-end designer, mostly known for dresses. She's kind of invented that wrap dress, which is her most popular type of thing. But she sells all different types of things, shoes and everything else. But again, I paid about $5 for these. They're in great shape. The one thing that was kind of cool about them, I don't know if you can see this, is that they are a sample. It says right inside, they're a sample. So I can't find any that are exactly like this.
Interesting.
But I paid...
what would be special about a sample?
Sometimes samples are made for market and then they're never produced, so it might be the only one.
Exactly.
And sometimes they're made for market and then they're mass produced. I have not been able to find anything that is even remotely like this as far as color, but I have found this style. So this might have been a style that was never produced. I'm not quite sure. I just did a little bit of surface look for them. But again, I think these are probably going to go for about $75 or so. These are used. They are used. They are worn. And I think they're a 6 or a 6.5, which is not the most desirable size for women's. It's a little below average, a little on the small side. But, you know, maybe $75 or so.
Very nice. Very nice.
Let's see. This is a pair of shoes I did talk about quickly in the video. This is a brand that you want to look out for as far as clothing. This is a Bolo brand for men's clothing, dress shirts, suit jackets, and shoes. So Paul Smith, very common name, but it is a high-end designer or luxury brand of clothing and shoes for men. These are just, you know, a normal cap toe. This is called a cap toe Oxford shoe. And they're in great, great shape. Very little wear. And I paid, I think these were $9.99. So I ended up paying, what, $7.50 for them. And I'll sell these for, again, about $75 or so.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah, samples are awesome because, like, especially Nike and Adidas, their sample size for men is 9, and I'm an 8.5, and so I can wear a 9, okay? And I had friends back in Portland that worked for Adidas, and so I would get sample shoes all the time. I used to have, like, a bunch of Adidas sample shoes that fit me great. Mm-hmm. So there you go. My turn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see. Let's talk sweatshirts, guys. I got a bunch of t-shirts too, but let's talk sweatshirts. I got some cool stuff. I think Allison will appreciate some of these sweatshirts I got.
Let's see. Sherry says, I bet they priced the Uggs low because of the distressing. Well, it's factory distressing, actually. I think they priced them that it was. I think they priced them low because they didn't realize they were Uggs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they don't look like typical Uggs. All right, so this sweatshirt I actually got from Buffalo Exchange. If you watch the video that I posted yesterday of our sourcing day, I've been trading stuff into Buffalo Exchange. So far I've been pretty successful at it. They take most of the stuff that I grab just for them, and it's a good way to like kind of bring my costs down there. Because for instance, this sweatshirt I paid $12 for, but I traded in a bunch of stuff that I had bought. Like I'll buy a t-shirt for $3, let's say, and then I'll get $6 credit for it. So it's like I'm getting almost like a 50% discount on that. Like I'm paying a lot less for the stuff that I get. It's just kind of a smart way of bringing the cost down, because $12 for a used sweatshirt. But look at this. Look how majestic this is. This is awesome. It's faded. I love it. It's a Colorado. It's skiers.
Oh, skiing.
Yeah, look at that. Come on, Allison, tell me what you think of this. Come on. I think this is beautiful. Colorado skiing, doing some awesome. They're probably competing in a Powder 8 competition. That's what I think. Like Aspen Extreme. I don't know if you guys ever saw the movie Aspen Extreme, but it's awesome. They call it the Top Gun on the slopes, pretty much. So what do you, I know you love Top Gun, so you probably love Aspen Extreme. If you've ever seen it.
I have not.
I think you would like it. I'm gonna force her.
Make me watch it.
Yeah. She'll like it. I promise you. In fact, by next week, I'll have made her watch it. And I'm telling you, Top Gun on the slopes, guys. Right there.
Top Gun on the slopes.
Pretty much. I bet somebody else saw it. Come on. Anybody else out there see Aspen Extreme? Amazing 90s movie. All right. Sweatshirts, more sweatshirts. I got this sweet Penn State sweatshirt. What I'm really stoked about is this is nice and thin and soft. And you look at this tag. This is probably like an 80s tag. I don't know if I can get it in there. Old Health Knit sweatshirt. And it's like really thin, but in good shape. Penn State.
Very soft.
Really good school to get any kind of shirts from. It's because it's what, you know, I think, is Penn State technically Ivy League?
It's like a step below Ivy League.
Step below. But, you know, it's a pretty big school. A lot of people really like them. And what are they, the Nittany Lions?
I have no idea.
You have no idea.
No idea.
So I think Sherry said something about there being a bunch of blank sweatshirts at her local store. You know what? I think the vintage blanks do really well, especially if they're brand new. And so
especially on Etsy.
For instance, I have here, let's see, what's the tag? This is a Toltecs, which is just a brand, a basic brand. Made in the US. It's just a white blank t-shirt. But what's cool is it's actually new with tags. This is in the video. I was talking about all this dead stock stuff. So this is just a new with tags, blank 90s sweatshirt, crew neck sweatshirt. So I should definitely be able to sell that for 30 to 35 bucks. And then I got a couple of new with tags crew neck sweatshirts right here. See, this is jerseys. And this tag also 90s, made in the US. It's good color. I got 2 of these, and they're a good size too. I think they're extra large. So I got 2 of these. Again, I should be able to sell these for 30, 35 bucks. Blank sweatshirts do a lot better than, like, let's say blank t-shirts. Blank t-shirts kind of but sweatshirts do really great.
We've got some Canadians in the house. So we've
Canadians,
Yeah, we do. So we have Dokor Bomb, who follows us on Instagram, but is also in there. And then Lucy Fecto says she's from Windsor, but she's from Quebec.
Ooh, all right.
I know a lot of Fectos.
We like the Canadians.
My maiden name is Potvin. So I have a lot of Canucks in my family. I am my whole family.
All right.
All from Canada.
There you go. Jen, who's sending me stuff? For some turning and burning?
Turn and burn.
So this right here is a beautiful condition, Laguna Beach 80s sweatshirt. This is just an awesome condition. And what I love about this, look at the front of it, but then let's look at this. Bam! We got some sleeve action right there. What's that? What?
In my face.
But it actually has a copyright. I can't see it right here in this light, but it's an 80s sweatshirt in fantastic condition. Looks beautiful. I love it. I should definitely be able to sell this for about 35 bucks. So I do really well with sweatshirts. And I got a few. What else you got? You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready when you are.
All right. You go ahead.
All right. So I forgot about this pair of shoes that I was going to talk about because I thought they were really cool. I did already list these, actually. I just listed them this morning. What? So a vintage pair of golf shoes. These are really cute wingtip Oxfords. They're in that like reddish brown. It's called Cordovan and black. These are new old stock, vintage. And they have the metal spikes on the bottom. Golf shoes with metal spikes are super, super popular. They do not sell them anymore. A lot of people like them. So I think I paid 10 or 12 for these. I bought them on Thursday. I already took the tag off. Sorry. So I paid 10 or 12. I listed them for 150 or best offer. I think I'm going to sell them for probably about 100 would be my guess. Let's see. What else do we have here? All right. I got a couple of hard goods. I will start with a couple of hard goods that I found. I didn't find a ton of hard goods this week, so only a few. So this was priced at $2.99, and then it was 30% off of that. This is new old stock. It's a Casio digital diary.
Oh, ooh, digital diary. Dear diary.
I know, right? So it has the manual, it has everything in it. I did replace the batteries and tested it. And it does work. It's just this old, it's in great shape, this old video screen. So I just tested the batteries. They were not, thankfully, they're like the disc flat batteries, hearing aid batteries, not the other type of batteries. So those don't corrode in the same way. So these were not corroded inside, which is nice. So I think I'm probably going to sell this for about $65 or so. I just thought it was kind of cool.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, I don't know why the metal spike shoes sell as well as they do, but they still sell. And I know most golf courses don't allow them anymore because they've ruined the grounds. So I don't know why they still sell.
I don't know.
But they do.
I don't know.
Okay, so this was another one I found. Katie liked this a little bit. This is kind of my geekdom thing. So vintage keyboards. We all know about the clicky-clacky keyboards and the mechanical keyboards.
Clickety-clackety.
So this is not one of them, but this is a vintage Sega Dreamcast keyboard. Nothing spectacular about this other than it doesn't light up like that. It's not that color.
What?
I know.
That's malarkey.
It's just a plain
get that crap out of my face
keyboard that people I don't know. They paid good money for it. But again, I paid like $4 for it, and I'm going to sell it for about $60.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's just a normal keyboard. It's a gaming keyboard, but it's just
bastards.
It doesn't light up.
Bastards.
I don't know.
But I thought it was like all lighty up.
Doesn't it look like it would be? Like, yes. False advertising. Damn it.
I'm so angry.
I'm
so angry.
All right. So I will do my one other hard good item.
Okay. Bust it out.
And then I have some soft goods, but they're good soft goods. Oh, geez.
We'll be the judge of that.
Oh, geez.
All right. Be careful now.
All right. So this is another DVD VCR combo thing, right?
Yeah.
It's made by Toshiba. So
it's got a 160 gigabyte hard drive. What?
The reason why I'm going to talk about this is because you need to make sure that you look for stuff on the shelves. So first of all, I saw this box on the shelf. I went, ooh, Toshiba's a good vintage name. This isn't even really vintage. It's like 2008. Not vintage at all. It's really just 10, 11 years old. So anyway, this was a box on the shelf. The box was empty. Had a $20 price tag on it, $19.99. It was empty. I was like, the box is here. The contents have to be here somewhere. So
she went sleuthing, you guys.
2 shelves over.
She went shelf spelunking.
In a stack was the item that goes in this box. And it had actually had the remote attached to it, which is shocking. That never happens. The remote's usually in a whole other section. That had a price tag on it for $10. So I brought them both up to the counter and said, this item goes in this box. The box is empty and it's priced $20.
And she said, here's what's going to happen. This is what I'm going to do, okay? Because I'm not spending $19.99 on this. I'm spending $9.99. You're going to give it to me because that's what I'm telling you. Because I'm LV Pink Panther.
Well, that's kind of what happened.
That's pretty much.
Yeah, I was much nicer about it. But I paid the $9.99 and then got the 25% off of that.
You vision boarded their faces.
If this particular item were new in this box, this would sell for $700 or $800. This particular model, I have no idea why. What? I don't know. I don't know why it sells so much. But the price tag on it from 2008 is $499. So I have it listed right now for around $300 because it's used.
That is crazy.
And it should sell for
crazy.
Between $200 and $300.
Okay. Is it my turn now?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do some more sweatshirts, guys. Who doesn't love a good sweatshirt? All right, so I got a couple of cool ones. So first of all, there's nothing like that exciting about this. It's just a Nike gray sweatshirt. But I've talked a couple of times before about how, like, with the vintage 90s stuff, heather gray is a really good color of like sweatshirt. So pay attention to them. And of course, Nike is great. And you can see this particular tag right here. That's a 90s tag. That's like a mid to late 90s tag. What are you smiling at?
I'm reading the chat. I'm trying to read the chat.
What are you smirking at?
Because I can't read the chat when I'm talking. So.
All right, move it. Okay, but the reason I wanted to show this to you is recently, I can't remember what his name is. There's a rapper who wore this Nike sweatshirt. It was just a Nike hoodie, just a plain Nike hoodie, like vintage 90s. And all it had, instead of like a big swoosh like this, it's like a little tiny swoosh like right here. And that's all it is. But because this particular rapper was wearing it, they already were popular, but they like jumped up even more. So literally, if you can find one of these hoodies or even just a crew neck, they'll sell for like $100, $150.
That's going to sell for
joke.
$100.
No. This one I could probably sell for like $50 with just this, because it is gray. It's vintage 90s with this big swoosh. But I'm just telling you guys, look up
for Nike swoosh.
Look up with the, here, I'll even, let's see, Nike swoosh 90s, and I can't remember what his name is. Sorry guys, I'm being super lame. But anyway, I'm just saying, if you look for the ones where it's like the little embroidered swoosh that's just like right here and it's a hoodie, and I'm telling you, they'll sell for like $100. No, not like that.
Click on images. Click on images.
Click on the images. But I'm just telling you, it's not. I'll look it up while she's doing the next one, and so that I can show you what I'm talking about. But anyway, I'll show you exactly, because I'm telling you, you can sell them for like $100 for a used Nike sweatshirt, hoodie sweatshirt, and it's all because of the little tiny swoosh right here. Telling you,
because it was made cool, but again by
I mean, the vintage 90s stuff is already cool with Nike, but it's like a very particular look. What do you?
No, wait, it was Tupac. It was Biggie. No, wait. Yeah. House of Rocks, the rapper expert from 1985. Nope.
No, it's a current rapper that's wearing this particular hoodie. But speaking of rappers, so that's just my little thing about Nike, and I'll swoop back to that here in a little bit. I'll be able to find you the info that I'm talking about. But speaking of rappers, check out this sweatshirt that I found. So what we've got here is Tupac, and it says 20 years, no justice. And that's Tupac. But a couple things make this exciting. Well, it's priced at $8.49. I paid for 25% off of that. But this is, let me get this tag out of the way because it's driving me crazy. Driving me crazy, man. It's not vintage, but it is a Champion reverse weave. It is a small, but it's a reverse weave. And the reverse weaves are the ones that sell really well. They're super popular. I thought this was like maybe an unlicensed thing because usually like there's a lot of like Tupac stuff.
A lot of Tupac stuff is unlicensed.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang, a lot of that stuff is
Notorious B.I.G., a lot of that stuff is going to be like unlicensed. And so I got it because I wasn't entirely sure, but it's a reverse weave Champion with Tupac on it. So I got it. I'm like, I don't know. And when I came home, I was showing it to Vicky and I looked at the back and it's like in this dark lettering, and I realized that this is actually from the movie or the show that they did, the series they did on USA about Tupac and Notorious B.I.G. So this is a legit sweatshirt, and I can't find it anywhere online. So I don't know if this was just like a crew thing, because I can't find it anywhere where it's being sold anywhere or anyone else has sold any. I found like a dead link to, I think it was a Poshmark listing. So I'm going to try to sell this for like $100-200 because it's Tupac. It's like a really cool Champion reverse weave.
Interesting.
What in the what, guys? So I'm pretty stoked about it. I'm still looking for that other hoodie info for you guys. But why don't you go ahead and show some stuff and then we'll come back to it.
Okay. So these are my soft goods. I have, what do I have? I have 5 more things total. So, I picked up 3 things at Buffalo Exchange this week myself. I didn't have the trade-in credits, so I did pay up for them. So I paid $15 for this, but the last one sold for $80, and I think I can sell mine for more. So this is actually a vintage satin bomber jacket. It is Siegfried and Roy, who were the...
Ooh, fancy.
Had the White Tigers here at the MGM in Las Vegas. So it's a really cool 70s satin jacket. There are not a lot available, but there are some Siegfried. It is reversible. It is white on the inside, black on the outside, or vice versa. So I paid $15 for it. Oh, I'm sorry. I paid $18 for it. It has the price tag right on it. And I'm going to sell this for about $100. I think it's really cool. Let's see what else. And mine is a size large, and I think the one that sold for $80 was like a size small. So I think it's in it, but it's a kind of a small large. You know, it's clearly a vintage large. So this was one that I paid $15 for, which is just like a kind of like a vintage, you know, Barracuda type jacket or Harrington type jacket. It's a Union Pacific Railroad. So any kind of railroad stuff tends to sell well. This one I paid $15 for. This is a large or an extra large. It is on the larger side. It's in great shape. Nothing wrong with it. Just an off-white. I'll probably sell this one for like $75.
Nice.
And
okay, so real quick here, guys, real quick. I was talking about the rapper Travis Scott. So you can see right here, he's wearing, this is a vintage 90s, just a plain light brown kind of beige Nike hoodie. And it's got the little tiny swoosh right here. And there's a little tiny swoosh right here. And people are actually listing it like on Grailed as put with his name on it, which that is keyword spamming. So don't do that in an eBay listing. But it's selling for $150. So yeah, the little tiny swoosh right in the middle. If you see that anywhere, grab it and sell it because they are selling really well.
All right, then.
Just for your information, man.
Look at you all.
Right.
Current and trendy.
Yep, indeed.
Okay, so this was my find of the week, I think. I'm real excited about this. Again, we're back to that vintage Eddie Bauer, that same tag for the jacket that I sold last time. This is a women's, but so was the other jacket. So this is a women's jacket. It's a women's leather bomber jacket, but it is goose down lined. So it's goose lined, leather bomber. It feels brand new. There is nothing wrong with it. The only thing that I can see that is wrong with it is that on the inside, it is a little bit worn here. And I think that's just from age that the fabric has split a little bit at the bottom, but it doesn't affect anything at all. And it's in fantastic shape. So I paid, what was it? It was $14.99. It didn't have a tag on it. I brought it up to the register and she gave it to me for $14.99. And then it was 25% off of that.
Nice.
I think I'll sell this for about $200.
Wow. Yeah, see, Susie says Travis Scott is everywhere right now. That's the thing. It's like if somebody's like super popular and
Kylie's baby daddy, that's who he is. Okay.
But if somebody's super popular and they're seen wearing a particular style of clothing, like it can really have an effect on how much stuff sells for. And so that's just an example. It's just a vintage
and there
Nike
you go.
hoodie.
I don't have a clue who that guy was. And I try not to pay attention to anything Kardashian related.
But if you're selling stuff, you need to know when stuff like that's going on, if it's really
the Kardashian crap doesn't sell.
No,
because they actually have their own clothing line and stuff like that. Their stuff doesn't sell. Their makeup and all that kind of crap is not. I mean, it's popular, but it's not resellable price wise. So
is it my turn?
Yeah.
All right, let's. What do you have left?
I have 2 things left.
Okay, so let's see. Let me bust out my t-shirts. I will say, if you watch the sourcing video at that last store where I found a ton of stuff, I was finding so much cool stuff. And like, this is one of the sweatshirts I found. This is just a Cornhuskers. And let me tell you, Nebraska Cornhuskers or Nebraska Huskers, they have a really awesome fan base that likes to buy their stuff. They are definitely one of those teams that whenever I list something of theirs,
it sells pretty fast.
It sells really well. It sells pretty fast. And I think this is just an awesome 90s crew neck sweatshirt. Let's see what the tag looks like. This is the tag right here. This is not any particular great. It's just Ultra Sweats, not any particular great brand of a sweatshirt. But it's just an awesome. I love the graphic on it. And I think I paid like, I don't even know. I already washed this because I had some spots on it, but I don't think I paid more than like $5 for it.
You got the schmutz out of it?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, no, there's still a couple spots on it, but that's okay. All right, let's go down t-shirt lane here. I got some cool stuff at Buffalo Exchange. I actually paid up big for this one. I paid $25 for this t-shirt. And when I look at the solds, they're not super great, but I think I can sell it for more than a lot of people have. This is a Chicago 1984 on tour t-shirt, legit single stitch vintage t-shirt. You can see it's got the Hanes tag.
We actually saw Chicago a year ago yesterday.
What? It's crazy. It was just an awesome tour t-shirt. Again, I paid $25 for it, but part of that's because I love Chicago. I may not have paid as much for it considering the solds on it. But I'm going to try and sell this for like $60, 60, 70. We'll see how I'm able to do with that. But I love me some Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Saturday in the park. I think it was the 4th of July. Just saying. See, Susan Sanders, her favorite band is Chicago. What? Yeah, see,
Emotional Body. It was Chris.
Hey, if it's something that I think is really cool, even if it's not going to sell for a ton, as long as I can make some money on it, then I can justify it. But I think it's super cool. Now, speaking of some sweet ski stuff, Allison, check out this awesome t-shirt. Now, I paid $10 for this. So again, at Buffalo, I'm paying up a lot more. I wouldn't normally pay $10 for a t-shirt, but I am trading stuff in. So really the price out of my pocket is maybe like $6. But look at this sweet, sweet skiing t-shirt. This is a vintage. It says Steamboat. This is a I don't know how it's pronounced. Is it Seagal? From 1991. I love this. I love these ski things. Again, we're watching Aspen Extreme this week. Who knows? Maybe we'll watch it tonight. I think you need a little Top Gun on the slopes. I think you need it. I think you'll like it.
Does it have Tom Cruise in his heyday in it?
No, but it doesn't have Tom Cruise, okay? It's got other people who are
Val
awesome
Kilmer when he was hot before he ate himself.
What? Anyway, yeah, I love this. Yeah, see? Some serious splits on the slopes. I think it's amazing. Dana likes it. I got this t-shirt. This is another band t-shirt. This is Skinny Puppy, which aren't they like, there's some sort of like gothy electronica kind of gothy stuff.
Gothy electronica?
Yeah, they're like from like
That's
the
a
80s.
Weird combo.
You don't think like, whatever. Dana, back me up here. Back me up. Anyway, this one, they're from like I think they started like in the 80s and stuff, but this particular t-shirt is from the 90s. And I think
some of their stuff, it's from 2004 actually.
Oh, sorry, 2004. But anyway, it's still, I think it's a pretty cool t-shirt. I don't know exactly how much I'm gonna be able to sell it for, but
some of their stuff sells for a lot.
Yeah. DJ said if I didn't sing that song, she wouldn't have known that was Chicago. Well, the thing about Chicago is they kind of have
Fade or Faded.
They kind of have two.
Fave band is Skinny Puppy.
There you go. The thing about Chicago is they kind of have two main eras. They've got like the 70s when it was lots of horns and like really super awesome and amazing. And then they've got the 80s when it's like the Peter Cetera time, which also I love. I love both eras. I think they're both fantastic. But anyway, all right. So the last thing I've got here is this t-shirt. This is, speaking of nerdy, geeky tech stuff, this is a Zune t-shirt. I need to wash it. It's got a couple spots on it, but that should come out when I wash it. I don't know if you guys remember Zune, or if you ever had a Zune.
It was an MP3 player.
Zune was an MP3 player made by Microsoft that was supposed to like kind of compete with iPods. And so a lot of people had Zunes instead of iPods because they obviously weren't as expensive. But I think I'll be able to. This was $1.99 and it was 25% off of that, so ridiculously cheap.
Zune, Z-O-O.
Zune.
Was it Z-U-N-E?
Yeah.
Z-U-N-E.
Z-U-N-E. So I think I'll be able to sell this for
like Tune with
30
a
bucks.
Z.
Yep. Zune. Anyway.
All right. We've got some Skinny Puppy fans in the chat that actually know some facts about the band and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Dana says she prefers the band Fat Kitties.
There you go. Shop at Rand's. How would you word your title to link it to the trend without keyword spamming? Are you talking about that Nike sweatshirt?
I think so.
Okay. You just really can't. I mean, some people are going to do it anyway. You would just say, you could say like Nike swoosh, vintage 90s. I mean, anybody who's like shopping for it would know how to like search for it without having to type in Travis Scott. So, yeah, now if I was cross-listing it on Etsy, I might put down in my little, my tags, I might put Travis Scott in there. I just wouldn't put it in the title. I don't know that, Etsy has as strong rules about keyword spamming. I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
I'm not sure if they do or not.
But I might.
It's not good business practice either way.
Yeah, you definitely don't want it in any of your eBay listings, and certainly not like in your titles or anything like that. But yeah. What? Leoman?
He's back.
What? Leoman likes to swoop in unexpectedly and bust out the $5 super chat. And Leoman has his own very special super chat song. He
does.
Here's your super chat. Here's your super chat. Woo, woo, woo. Here's your super chat. Here's your super chat. Woo, woo, woo. Here's your super chat. Here's your super chat. Woo.
No tickling.
That's for Leoman. Thank you, Leoman. Awesome to see you here. Thanks for the super chat. All right. I think that's all of my stuff for the day. I think we're done.
I have two more.
But I know you have two more, but I'm done.
I think we're done.
Sorry,
I'm done. See ya.
I'm done. Chris, I would not risk putting anything in the item specifics like Travis Scott in a Nike sweatshirt on eBay because I just know that they do go pay attention to people who are keyword spamming.
So I know Dana actually sold one of these, and if any of you got these for Christmas, I'm a little bit jealous. So I paid $10 for it. I did pay up for it. It is called the My Comfy. That big,
ridiculous.
Huge, okay, so I paid $10 for this thing. I'm sorely tempted to keep it, except I just know it'll become another dog blanket. But it's this hooded, sheepskin lined, blankety thing with pockets. Oh my God, it is the most comfortable thing I've ever seen in my life. But it's new with tags. I just listed it today for $60. I paid $10. I'm real tempted to keep it. It is so soft and cozy and fuzzy. But I bet it won't feel this nice once I wash it. And
Rita, you need to tell your son that you carried him for 9 months, you birthed him, and then you raised him. So he just needs to back off questioning what you watch on the YouTube. Okay. Okay. Okay.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna. I listed it for I think 69, and then I expect that I'll sell it for around 55 or 60. So I paid 10 for it, unlike Dana who got hers for free. And then I have.
Susie said that was just on View Your Deal talk show. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is either,
cool.
But I do know it was featured on Shark Tank. So it was one of those things that won Shark Tank. My last thing that I have is again for Cheryl.
Cheryl, wait.
Cheryl, we have something just for you. Are you ready for this? Do you think you can handle it? Are you sitting? Because here it comes.
Really, with the voice? I can't even open this one. This is so big.
Now, she bought this without opening it first. So it wasn't until we got home and it was like a little surprise. We got to see what was actually on it.
She just knew your help.
She just knew with a brand.
So this is a San Marcos blanket. Again, I talk about beater lack and San Marcos all the time. This particular one is like a size king. It's like a king size. It is a majestic.
It's majestic.
Eagle. Can we even see it?
It's a majestic mother effing eagle swooping down for its prey. Some little rabbit or mouse just having a good day, and suddenly they're scooped up by this majestic eagle. I love it.
Anyway, I paid. It's a huge one. It's a huge one.
It's huge.
It's in really nice shape. It's made in Mexico, San Marcos, which is an older one. It's really nice.
And it's like for a king size bed or something crazy.
I paid $10 for it, and the last one that looked just like this sold for $250.
Cheryl just called you a biznatchy. I'm pretty sure that's how she pronounces it.
Pretty much. It is pretty majestic, right? It's huge. So that's it. That's my find. I paid $12 for it.
Yep.
It's calming yet violent, Susie said.
You just get cozy up under all the murder and mayhem.
Now, that is one that I will not be washing. Some people ask, do I wash the blankets? A lot of times I do with the beater lax and the San Marcos blankets because they're real easy to wash and dry, and they do fit in my washing machine because I don't have an agitator. That one would not fit in my washing machine, so it is not being washed. So thankfully, it's actually in real good shape.
Yep. Big Back, I have seen the SNL Christmas skit about sweaty balls. Yep. Sweaty balls. Hey guys, thanks for coming and hanging out with us. I think it was a pretty good show. We managed to keep it down to an hour and a half. I think that's impressive.
Good.
We got through a lot of content. And hopefully we entertained. Hopefully we informed. And yeah.
Did you know when they cut down trees with abandoned eagle nests, they find dog and cat collars? Oh, that's awful. They probably do steal. That's why our little ones aren't allowed in the backyard by themselves. We have hawks. Not so much bald eagles, but we have hawks here.
Yeah.
And they do steal the little ones. So if you enjoyed the show, give us a thumbs up. If you hated the show, give it a thumbs down. I don't care. Either way, it's a reaction.
What's your problem, man? What's your stinking
We've
problem?
had over 200 people watching for the entire 90 minutes.
What?
So, and we do know that some people go in and out. So that means we probably had well over 200 people watching.
What?
Yeah, I appreciate
That's crazy.
The interaction today.
Yeah, for sure. Follow on Instagram.
Susie, you are our people too.
Absolutely.
We love interacting with you guys. We look forward to it 3 times a week.
Yep.
It's fun.
Oh, and this next Wednesday, we are going to be doing the Data Mine show. You're going to want to check that out and see what's going on with that program. Super awesome. And of course, we'll have our regular Friday show. Otherwise, follow us on Instagram if you don't already. Come join the Boss Facebook group if you're not in there already. And guys, remember, there's no post office tomorrow. So take the day off. Like, you don't need to do any shipping. Leave your shipping until Tuesday. Get some other work done. Or take the day off completely. Whatever you want to do. I don't know. By the way, I just hit, literally, I am right now at 800 listings for the very first time on Etsy. I think I'm going to hit 1,900 listings on eBay today for the very first time. Can you believe it?
Oh, my God.
Can you believe it? I can't even believe it. I'm pretty excited. Maybe that means I'll get some sales. But anyway, guys, love you. Thanks again for watching the show. And we will see you next time.
We'll see you on Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday. What?